Hey, what's up guys? Drew here over at Rev Hiker Outdoors again, and got a video for you today. And first off, I'm sorry for not making a video in a long time. Family's been sick, been really busy with church and that kind of stuff, so YouTube had to take a bit of a back seat. But I'm back today because I had something happen to me yesterday, and I want to kind of share with you a story and maybe encourage you to maybe change some of your habits. So I often get questions that go something like, why do you carry all that stuff with you, like a knife and a flashlight? And it's not always in that voice, obviously, but people always ask me, why do you have a backpack with stuff in it all the time? Why do you have the tools? Why do you always have the flashlight? Why do you always have a knife? Why do you have a multi-tool? What isn't that a pain to carry? And there are times where it's not the most convenient thing to have things in your pockets, and every so often they'll get in the way a little bit. But I tell you what, my EDC, the stuff that I carry every day, really saved my butt yesterday. So here's the story. I have a motorcycle, and I did an oil change on it yesterday because gorgeous day. It was like one of the first nice days in upstate New York that I could get out and ride. So wanted to do an oil change, wanted to do a bunch of riding after church, and so that's what I did. I changed the oil, and in the meantime my kids are running around the garage and knocking stuff over and spilling bubble stuff, and my wife was out taking a run, so I was kind of trying to watch the kids and do the oil change. So long story short, I put the oil plug back in, but I neglected to tighten it down. So it was only finger tight in there. So I fill the oil up and I go out, bang, for an hour. I go down about an hour away, down towards where my dad lives. And about a couple miles from where I was headed, I smell something, and I kind of look in my mirror and I see the smoke, and I look down and there's just oil everywhere. And what had happened is the drain plug had blown out and was just spewing oil everywhere. So I coast into a parking lot, and here's where my EDC comes into play. I'm just watching oil dump out. There's only about maybe half to 3/4 of a quart left in the bike by the time I get there, and it just obviously I shut the bike down and everything, and it's all just dumping into this guy's parking lot. I felt awful. So here's where my EDC came into play. Smartphone. Okay, that's one of the things I always have on me. Call my dad. Luckily he was close, so he comes and he's going to help me. And so that's the first thing. The next thing was trying to get stuff cleaned up. I had to cut some rags. I had to get some things ready. I had to try to contain this oil. So I had my knife and some other stuff. And so that helped me. Next thing is my dad. Luckily, like I said, my dad was close. He took me around to a couple stores trying to find the right size bolt, which we were unable to. And now at this point, it's pretty much dark. And we said, well, the only thing we could possibly do, get her. The dog's trying to eat the tripod. So the only thing that we could do after that was go back and try to look for this oil plug in the road. And that's where, hey, flashlight comes into play. Thank goodness we had that. So we end up, by some miracle, finding this thing in the middle of the road. The crush washer on it was all mangled to snot. So it's like, oh, man, how am I going to do this? Well, multi-tool, bang, bend up the washer, get it off the bolt, bring it back, and then I also carry this in my backpack. This is similar to the Vanquest or any all the other stuff like Maxpedition, but it's the redhead version. I got really cheap. But you go inside here, I've got all kinds of junk in here. It's got a couple, I got first aid kit, I've got tools, extra batteries, all that stuff. Well, got a crescent wrench, and I've got a little pair of pliers among other tools, and so bang, I was able to get the plug back in the bike, cinch it down, and then I used my flashlight again, because at this point it's pitch black by the time I get everything put back together. I'm using my flashlight trying to wipe all this oil off the bike, that the whole rear end is covered. And so long story short, I use the flashlight, I get the oil back in, and all the stuff in my EDC really saved my butt, because there's a couple people there. My dad, well, how are we going to do this? Well, hey, I've got tools. I've got the stuff. And everyone's like, oh, that's great. So it's kind of one of those things where, yeah, there, doggy. Watch out. Sorry about that. My dog is obsessed with the tripod. So it's kind of one of those things where sometimes it's a little bit cumbersome to bring it along, especially this thing. You throw it in your backpack. It does add some weight when you're on the bike. But, I was glad I had it. So I guess the point of this was to share a little story with you about how EDC, my stuff that I carry, that some people poke fun at, really did kind of save my butt in this emergency. And the other thing is, if you don't carry stuff and you think, I'll never need it, you know what, you might never need it. And this is kind of some stuff that I carry hoping I never need it. I don't want to have to fix my stuff on the road. I don't want to have to have a big first aid kit in here to bandage myself up, or I don't want any accidents, anything like that. But if that stuff happens, I want to be ready for it. I don't want to be kind of helpless and hopeless there, just trusting that someone else will have stuff. I want to have my stuff. Now, you guys know that I'm a Christian, I'm a pastor, so I trust in God for everything, but I also believe that God told us to be wise, and I think part of wisdom, part of having wisdom is being prepared for stuff. So anyway, just maybe this will cause you guys to rethink some of the things that you carry, and maybe encourage some of you that don't really carry anything to carry some stuff. Carry a get-home bag in your car, carry extra tools, carry extra things that you might need, carry a quart of oil or 2 quarts of oil in your vehicle, just stuff like that, because in certain situations it could really save your butt. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I know it went a little longer than I wanted to, but I appreciate my subscribers. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, always be prepared. The best way to be prepared is to know the Lord, in case something really bad happens. But anyway, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Have a great day, guys, and be prepared.